Well, hello, and welcome to one of our flights again. Today we fly a rather not so short flight from Jaipur, correction, from Bombay to Jaipur, and we're going to do something interesting. We're going to keep the failure rates to high instead of realistic to see what the Phoenix can throw to us in terms of failures. So let's go. Let's do a quick startup. So as we always start, I'm going to have to pardon me for this. I'm just going to have to quickly, as we approach the airplane, let's do a quick check of the systems. The shocks are in place, the landing gear bay doors are closed, and the AP area is looking rather clear. So we can proceed to the airplane and start doing our checks. And as always, we do our checks as we enter from the P2 side, which involves checking both engine master levels are off, remote selectors in normal. The transponder is off, where the radar is off. Spoilers are disarmed and retracted. The flaps are down to 0 and match with the position outside. As we go up, I know it's a little dark, but that's how it is designed to be. We need to check, make sure that the GPU is available. So we get a little power to the airplane and let it do its FWC checks. While it does its FWC checks, we can check out the little rainy weather in Bombay. All those sirens and warnings that you hear are all the FWC checks. There are in total, if I'm not wrong, close to 52 checks that the FWC does as it starts up. It basically checks the continuity of pretty much all the loops that it has. And see, right now you get smoke detector fault. One of the reasons why you get that is because it is still checking the loop. It actually simulates a smoke situation to give you an insight as to how, when it does detect one, how it's going to show it. And a short way of checking or making sure that the FWC checks are complete is to hear the triple click. And I think we just heard that, so we can proceed with our FO checks. Continuing with our FO checks, we're going to keep the lights to dim so we see something a little better. Next thing is we check the wipers are at parked position so that they don't immediately come on. Batteries are within the voltage that are required, so we put them on. And the next thing is the APU flight test. Remember, this is a check to be done whenever there is a change of flight crew members. And it's to be done by every time there is a change of flight crew members, and it requires you to start the APU after that. We're going to delay it because we're going to be using the GPU power. And let's connect the PCS so we can start our boarding. While we're at it, let's do a quick import of our flight plan from SimBrief to make sure that we are on the correct flight plan. And it has picked up Bombay, Jaipur, and AIC 615, which we are flying Air India today. Since all that is done, we can do load aircraft, and as always, it's going to be a fast load. And let's complete our FO checks. Once that is done, the next step is to check the documentation as well as acceptance of the airplane. From the captain's point of view now, first thing is synchronizing the EFP, which we've already done, and let's synchronize our ATSO as well. So we can quickly Hang in there, guys. I'll just be right back. I'm getting a call from a friend of mine. Alright, guys. Sorry for that. This is getting a call from a friend of mine. And Ocean, if you're interested, that is chainsaw hashtag 3441. Chainsaw hashtag 3411. Alright, next, as we proceed with the initialization, let's do a captain's check of pressing the recall for about 3 seconds to make sure are there any pending MEOs with this airplane that we are carrying forward. Hi there, Gulshan. I hope you saw the chainsaw hashtag 3441. That's my MSFS ID. Once the recall is pressed and there are no recalls, just do a quick preliminary EFP check of the speeds so we can cross check those once we are setting the airplane. So today we are at I'll pick that up. Oopsie. We're at Bombay. We're going to be taking off from runway 27 most probably. The runway surface is wet. Let's sync that data. Let's sync that data. And let's do a quick calculate. Your overlay blocked. Let me show it to you once again. It's chainsaw hashtag 3411 and here I'm gonna block the overlay for a second so you can have a look at it. And what's my gate today? My gate today is I should have remembered that. I'm at Victor 30 right. I did not depart from this gate. Alright, that is done. We have the speeds I think by now, so I'm gonna cross check this with my FO to make sure that he and I both have the same speeds and we can continue with the setup. Alright, since that is done, next thing comes is the captain's check, which is turn off all the white lights. So transportation supply is off, the parking brake is set. Let's do a quick CVR test. Captain purser switches to captain and purser as this is what my airline requires. I'm just going to keep that for my purposes. A lot of airlines do keep it at captain. On that light it is off. Remember that light stays on for about 5 seconds to test the circuit of the ADRs if they work correctly when they're only supplied by the battery. So that's the on bat light. Let's keep this to status. These are the old ADRs that have that. Most of our new ones do not have this. I think we should dim this because we're in the daytime. Alright, stokes are going to auto. Lights are going to 1 position. No smoking signs around. We're going to be refueling rather soon. Actually, we must have started refueling. The fleet is in auto. All this looks alright. Let's turn on the fuel pumps. Let's do an engine fire test. Fire test looks good. We got audio control, correction, audio switching to normal. All lights are off here. And the third reception is to 1 o'clock. The QNH today is 1007, which is set. The timer is set, the landing gear lever is down, and the anti-skid is in the on position. Coming down to the pedestals, we have everything set here. These are all normal. Thrust levers are at idle. Parking brake is set, however, the chocks are in place, and the transponder is off. If that is done, we can start setting in the MCDU, and it is as good. It's just, what's my call sign? I'm Air India 615. I think Volanta has not picked it up. So I'm just gonna have to force Volanta to flight plan, import plan. So I think Volanta should have picked it up now. You should see me Air India 615 rather soon. Alright, since the flight plan has picked me up as Bombay Jaipur with an alternate to Delhi, let's quickly set up our flight number, which is going to be AIC 615. We're going to be at cost index. Oh, let me use my nifty sim brief tool. Sorry, yeah. AIC 615, and we have a cost index today of 15. And as we proceed, our flight level today is 350. It's rather high. There is no problem in climbing 360. The only problem is descending. Top of flying, our temperature is minus 39. And the ground temperature is at, last check from the METAR is reported at 28 degrees. Alright, that is done. We expect a departure out of 27. It's going to be about to Bravo, the transition of Isris. Let's insert that. Once we get Isris, we proceed to Quebec 1 all the way to our point of Bugnu. After Bugnu, it is an arrival via Bugnu 1 Charlie. Mostly in Jaipur, once you proceed to Bugnu, he will either clear you from Bugnu to Jaipur and vector you. There are a few times he will ask you to do this arrival. So I'm going to put it in once I am cleared. Right now, it's going to be Bravo on the left side. Secondary is going to be a copy of active. I'm going to plan a turn back from that place. And since I'm going to be coming back on ILS, let's do an approach in Novia. I'm sorry. Let's check the performance as well. Alright, this is going to be 5.5. Let's check the weather. Our winds are 1504. The temperature is 28. QNH is 1007. I'm not going to change this. Let's go to our NLP and let's check our payload. Today we have a zero fuel weight as planned on our OFP of 59.8. And a CG I'm going to arbitrarily zoom as 30. Block fuel with an extra fuel of 700 kg comes to about 7.5. And since we have not requested the wind, I can request it now. Request winds. Return. And this is going to automatically populate and remove. It's going to go off. Alternate today requires 1.6. So let's enter that. And that is done. We get a minimum destination fuel on board of 2.6. And if you notice here, we require about 2.9. So as long as the FMS is lower than that, we do get about 24 minutes of holding time. We'll be there next in 5. See ya. Oops. I think I am not. Oh, this silly thought on me. I did not connect to VATSIM. See, I think I made the guys wait quite a bit. Okay, I see a Vistara P20. That is lovely. That is a lovely livery as well. It's one of my favorite liveries. How much ever purple they call you guys call it. It's a pretty looking livery. Alright, since this is boarding is complete, alright, so we are ready to go. The delay is from my end now. Dismiss. Hey, let's sync the final. Let's calculate that. Let me quickly accept the final load sheet. Receive menu, receive messages. There are no received messages, so I'm gonna have to tell it to please kindly resend the load sheet. Resend load sheet. There it is. And as you can see, it compliance with this stands for sweet time. It does take a sweet time. Edition 1, sorry, edition number 1 for AIC 615 on the 20th September 23. We're going from Bombay to Jaipur. The stairs are airplane. 2x4 is 2 crew, 4 cabin crew. Zero fuel weight is 59.8. And a CG is 32.3. Oops, I forgot a slash in between. Departure fuel range 65, acceleration 75, giving us the takeoff weight of 67.2 versus 67.1, so we can accept the load sheet. And let's quickly go and put in our performance numbers. So with takeoff weight, Bombay departure 027, optimum flaps, packs are going to be on, 67.2 is our takeoff weight. Let's do a quick calculation. All right, 1 down point 4, 59, 141, 151, and 152. There's a 10 knot of spread between the V1 and V2, and that is the cross check that we have selected wet. So 1 down point 4. So flex of 59, 141, 151, 152. So 59. All right, everything looks done from my side, and I'm assuming the first officer is back from his walk around. So I'm going to give him a chance to set it up. Correction. That does not look nice. That is not the departure from 27, so something is definitely 27. Oh, it's going to be unknowingly to Alpha and transition episodes. That's why we have two pilots always, to cross-check each other. All right, since he's going to be checking up the MCDU, and I'm going to assume that he is done checking and I did not make the mistakes that I always end up doing. Let's set up the EFIS constraints, view on both sides, and as a preference, I like to take off from this view. The initial climb out of Bombay is always flight level 140. I'm going to set that there is no ATC. I'm going to give him the same flex spot, and he can stay on that. And let's quickly do an oxygen test. Since everything seems to be done, let's quickly conduct our briefing. And as always, I'll read this later. All right, briefing. Plan from the first officer side. The takeoff runway is going to be runway 27. Intersection planned is November 1. The set designated was only to allow the transition of ISRIS. Points have been cross-checked and appear to be correct. Have been cross-checked from the charts. Let me just quickly open my charts and keep them ready. Are you kidding me? Every single time. Charts should have been loading. Import from SimBrief. And it has imported all the charts. So let's go to Bombay. Let's go to departure charts. And let's open only to Alpha. So as we get out, we're going to get airborne and proceed straight ahead to micro 364 on right. Proceed to Anoli. Remember the restriction here is 2600 above and Anoli 100 below. And as we continue climbing out, we will proceed towards ISRIS. This reminds me, the initial flight level is flight level 90. Alright, that was done. Let's, the first cleared altitude as per the ATC usually is 90. It could be different. I said 90. The MSA and MORA as we climb out, let's check that out. Let's listen to the day charts and go to route. And as you zoom in, the more MSA was around Bombay VOR, which is departure, I know which you are from. 2600 within 25 nautical miles around the airport reference point in our departure path. It slightly increases to 3800 as once we cross Anoli, and once we cross 25 miles, it will further increase to let's see. Our route today, it increases to 31. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the number on the grid. And as we continue proceeding, it will be, I think that's about the highest of 3100. 3500 here, so yeah, 3500 is the highest along our route. And regarding our extra fuel in time today of 31 minutes, 1 ton of fuel. That's it from the first officer side. From the captain's side, as we taxi out, let's check our taxi routing today. So ground charts, and yeah, that's a long list. And 10-9. Yeah, that makes sense. And can you hide this, please? Alright, we're at Victor 30, so we push back facing the southwest. We're going to be on Bravo 4. Let's take the pencil out. So we face this direction, and thereafter we expect to taxi up all the way via Bravo 3, Bravo 1, Mike 4, November 1, and that's going to be November 1 is section departure all the way from 27. In case if he tells us to push back onto Yankee 4, then it could be via Yankee 3, Yankee 1. He does sometimes try to do that, so that it just helps him to get the airplanes in via this one and get the airplanes out via Yankee 1. That's our expected route. There are no hotspots, but this is a very congested ramp, and there are a lot of airplanes holding on November 1, so we'll monitor caution ourselves. There are no designated hotspots. Stop margin for RTO today, as we have calculated, does not show here. It does show in our EFP. Interesting. So there is a stop margin for RTO, that is where it is calculated. There is no engine outside for runway 27, so it will be straight ahead runway track. For return or diversion, secondary has an ILS approach runway 27. Secondary performance is catered for an ILS approach runway 27. Overweight landing procedures will be required as we are taking off above our max landing weight, and if in case if we do come back immediately, they're going to be slightly be overweight. And there are no special operation, non-standard operation threats for this flight. As always, departure out of Bombay in the wet runway conditions. So, Alright. So it's going to be taxing in wet conditions. I do not suspect slippery conditions as such. However, if the conditions do deteriorate, we will slow down and monitor all precautions for wet runway. In case if there's wind shear conditions expecting, we will take all necessary precautions for wind shear. Regarding the preliminary road, wow, preliminary is coming after the final. Never thought. Phoenix never fails to surprise you. But anyways, continuing with this, other threats, we're departing out of congested airspace. In case if we do end up having loss on procedures, they are read into available on 10-1 pop-up pages. And yeah, that's about the threats of the departure. If anybody has any threats that they foresee, otherwise we're ready for sorry. The cockpit preparation checklist. Cockpit preparation. Gap pins and covers removed. Fuel quantity 7,520 kgs. Balanced. Seat belts on. Aiders. Nav. Baroref QNH 1007. QNH 1007. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. And since we are ready, let's advise crew to arm doors. Two arm doors, cross check and report. I think I have not started my APU, so it's a nice reminder that APU needs to be started. Well, we can remove this, we can close the door, we can connect the tug. And before I forget, MCDO config, failures and all, random, all high, to as default. Let's see what the Phoenix can throw at us today. A lovely view of the terminal at the background. Think, yeah, it's available. External power is off. APU bleed is on, and I can tell it to disconnect. Alright, if we are ready, we can request for push and start. I do think there is ATC here. So if there is no ATC, this can go to 122.8, and I can make a test call. Mumbai traffic at India 615, stand Victor 30, pushing back departure runway 27 on only 12 from Mumbai. Alright, since we've received a takeoff and beacon is on, doors are closed, transponder is on, thrust levers are idle, parking brake is set. Alright, before start checklist please, before start parking brake set, takeoff speeds and thrust. V141 BR151 V2152 flex of 15.9. This is supposed to be read back by both pilots. Windows closed, beacon on, before start checklist complete. Ground cockpit. Confirm area is clear, and we are ready clear for push. And since we are, let's release the parking brake. Start our push. Off blocks time 1436. We're complete. Setting the parking brake. Please disconnect the tug. Starting engine 1. Alright, the Vistana seems to be pushing back. Alright, engine is stabilized. Mode selector normal. APU bleed off, APU off. Spoilers are on. Roll trims 0, flaps are 1. And it was down 0.4, it was it? Yep. So let's just quickly set 3, 4, 3, 5. Alright, since we are ready with this, we can do the after start. After start anyway is off. Ecam status is checked. There is no status. That is the only way to check. I know a lot of people have a habit of clicking this, but remember, if there's no status here, no need to click it. Pitch trim. Fuel prediction. 30.4%. And that's 30, and that's decimal 4. So 30.4%. Set rudder trim is neutral. After start check is complete. Flight control check. Pull up, pull down, neutral, pull left, pull right, neutral, rudder, pull left, pull right, neutral, clear left side, clear right side, request a taxi. Oopsie. Charts are there. Is there a way to hide this panel? One flight. No. Let's start taxi. Hate it. I'm gonna have to turn on the wipers. Mumbai traffic at India 615, taxiing to runway 27, Mumbai traffic. Orbit can go to max. 1, 2. Wait, check. The star seems to be pushing back. So let's hold for him, I suppose. Already giving me a headache. I wonder pilot's taxi without the wipers. Lights are on, and yeah, I did. Awaiting the cabin to be secured. It's gonna seem to be taxing on its own. What do you reach there? Those eye engines look so nice. Alright, cabin is secure. Takeoff config test. Taxi checklist. Flight controls check. Check. Flap settings config 1 plus F. Config 1 plus F. Radar effective engine system on and auto. Engine mode selector is normal. Ecam ammo takeoff no blue. Cabin ready. Taxi checklist is complete.
Mumbai traffic vehicle. Alright, 812 will be departing November 3, runway 27.
Just gonna take my tail and take a left from Mike 5. It'll just help. Let's get the separation on as well. I really need to get my rudder pedals fixed.
Mumbai traffic, red light balance 600 units. 5 by 5. Affirm sir, and we have a area behind us, we are departing 27 right now. Affirm runway news 27. Affirm sir.
Take a left for November 1. And not do anything about the ground textures here because Alright, it appears that there is
Vistara 812 airborne passing 2000, turning right direct to East.
Air India 615 lining up runway 27. Since he's airborne and there is nobody ahead of us, we can start lining up. Clear, oopsie. Clear left side, clear right side. Approach path is clear. Alright, initial altitude is 9000. That's the level that we expect to be cleared. Fuel is above our minimum takeoff fuel. Squawk is set. Alright, when I'm ready, line up checklist. Line up, takeoff runway 27, November 1, TCAS. PARA and packs 1 and 2 are on. Line up checklist is complete. So high both sides. Chrome light is to dim. A minute. I was waiting for 2.
Mumbai traffic red 976, pushing back with 30.
Alright, it's about 55. I think we should be clear. Mumbai traffic at India 615 departing runway 27 on only 2 Alpha, climbing on track. Mumbai. Alright, take off. Oopsie. This is such a hard click spot to find. Stabilized. Flex 59 SRS runway order just blue. Was set. $100 knots. V1. Rotate. Also climb. Air up. Climb, thrust, climb out of thrust. AP1 going on. AP1. Mumbai traffic at India 615 airborne on the only 2 Alpha departure. Yes, positive. Speed check, flight 0. Oil go to sound, lights are off. Alright. Done it. Cross check. Climbing passing. Flight level 48 now. I think I'll have to put in the wizard here because for some reason I see a little stutter on the displays. Cannoli, avian points, insert. Speed All Star. It's going to be climbing to our cruise today of 320. Correction 350. First time climb all magenta, flight level 100 magenta, and I mean, assuming there is no ATC, so we can go open climb. First time open climb all blue, flight level 350 blue. And we're approaching 10,000, so 10,000 feet checks. Lights are off, seatbelt signs are off, weather is not a concern. Airports on this side only, and clearing rad nav. Secondary is a copy of the active. Alright, nav accuracy is high, GPS is primary, and we have an optimum of 350, rec max 369, so we are climbing 350. That will not be an issue. And let's put in Jaipur runway 27 as a reference, so that's about 484 nautical miles. There's a discontinuity after issues. Let's check that out. What is this? Airways. Quebec 1. Movement. EFOB 0. That's not good. Ah, see that? I gotta clear all of those. The flight plan is sometimes fairly nitpicky and does not pick this up. But two destinations as well. Let's say 3.5. We require 2.6. That should fix itself. Hi, Ritvik. Coming in from Ahmedabad to join. Oh, fantastic. I am yet to reach Ahmedabad, in fact. Check this out. I am still about half an hour to Surat. Sorry, about 20 minutes to Surat. And that is that's Port, Baroda, and that is Ahmedabad over there. So, yeah, I have Abhi Igugu. So, let's see what's our Abhi Igugu. Abhi Igugu is 1525. So, I'm about 21 minutes to Abim, Ahmedabad. So, you have plenty of time to catch up. You guys get airborne really quick. Well, we nicely established ourselves in the cruise phase, so um, let's do a couple of cruise checks. So the first one's setting this to below, and next is having a rundown through all the camp pages. Now remember, it's not all, contrary to popular belief. It has a Z and a T type pattern we always follow. Hydraulics are good, fuel is balanced, APU is not required, actually this page is to be skipped. Temperatures are alright, cabin temperatures look fine, all doors are fine, and over here what is important is the cabin VS. Wheel page, everything, all the control surfaces, everything here is fine, all equipment is working fine, the picture is pretty good, 1.7. That's about it. I don't know if you can hear the crackers at the background. Alright, let's settle ourselves into a long cruise phase.
across me. My mind shuts down and I can't compete. My body's shaking and I'm scared to say just how I feel.
Well, that's great that you're out of here. I am just crossed the limit, so you and I could race it from Ahmedabad to Jaipur. Alright, since we're approaching our top of descent, let me call in auto, and if I can get in Meteor for Jaipur. So Jaipur is looking at variable winds at 2 knots, so an INS 27 will be perfect. If in case we do end up flying the INS, it's going to be a hand-flown approach. Let's practice some raw data. Visibility is good 4 kilometers for hazy condition, with few clouds at 3000 scattered at 10,000. Temperatures 30, not bad. Jaipur is doing pretty okay. Dew point 25, QNH of 1008, and no significant weather is expected. Let's check our alternate weather. If in case we do end up diverting for some reason, Delhi is also reporting winds coming in from the east at about 3 knots 3.5 kilometers of visibility in hazy, fuel at 10,031.24, 1006, and no sig. So the weather seems to be holding fine for both the airfields. If that is the situation, let's start putting in some numbers. Let's do a top hat, as we call it. Let's set it up. Alright, Jaipur, Jaipur arrival. No, approach. It's gonna be an ILS Zulu. Hey, this is something I haven't done in a while. Let's do the DME arc. We'll pan fly the DME arc. Once we're somewhere over here, we will go complete raw. So let's do the ILS Zulu. ILS Zulu 27, it's gonna be via Kobnu. Like this. A lovely DME for the ILS. Fantastic. Right now it's going to be Julia Papa on one side at least. Hot unit. We're going to keep this. And frequency of VIJP is cross check at 109.9, of course, of 263 and down of 0.3. That's about it. In the prop page, we've already set Jaipur 27 for arrival. Across the next 15 gives us a managed descent speed of 306.77 calculator.
Best of Ilayaraja, only on Spotify.
I need to get premium shit. Did not expect that ad to come in, but wow. The cabin rate of descent is modifiable. It's presently at 350 feet per minute. In the descent phase, sorry, that was a cruise phase, not bad. It mentions it on the top. In the descent phase, we expect a managed descent speed of 77271, and an expedited descent will not save us any time. So that is something interesting. Alright, transition level about 7.5, and auto gave us weather for. So let's ask it for JP again. Alright, winds are variable too, so I'm going to make it calm. Temperature is 301008. 301008. Winds are calm. And let's see what the barrel minimums are today. So we expect 1448. Alright, fuel prediction, we have 33 minutes of extra time with everything fed in. Secondary is going to be a copy of the reactor. And let's brief the chart, at least till then. Alright, correction. Planning to carry out the ILS 027 for Jaipur, 18th August 23, 11-1. Localized frequency is 109.9 and identifier is IJIP. Final approach course is 264, DME 6.5, height check is 3300. The ILS DA is 1448, airport elevation is 1268, and our landing elevation auto is 1250, so that's alright. MSFS center on Julia Papa VOR. I'm also setting up for the DME arc. Alright, well, fantastic. I love the DME arcs. They are, as I call, a quality of approach that is dying, because we're pretty much doing this every time. It's becoming a standard now. I'm gonna miss these very soon. Sorry, continuing. MSA around Julia Papa VOR. The highest is 3800 in the north and 3300 in the south. In the plan view, we do not have any remarks as such that we need to look out for. We'll be coming in from this direction. As we come in, we'll join the 12 DME arc. The initial approach fixes 14 DME radial 240. As we carry out a continuous left turning out, we make an initial turn to the right to establish ourselves on the arc, descending up to 3800. Once we do cross the point at 4, which is 1 at this point, so hard to find. There, 4, 3300. So once we do cross sorry for the gap. I'll just be right back. Right, continuing on the brief. As we cross the lead radian of 094, we shall descend to 3300, which is also our intercept altitude, and establish ourselves on the ILS. Final approach fix is about 6.5 DME, and with a 3-degree glide path, which is mentioned over here, we expect a rate of descent in about 600 to 630, 650 to about 750 feet per minute. As we continue descending on the glide, our missed approach point is there, 1 DME on the ILS. And missed approach instructions tell us to climb straight ahead to 3300, then turn left to join. We are holding at 3800 or as directed, so it's going to be straight ahead. 3300 and then left to join. We are holding, so we go straight, take a left turn, join the hold. The hold is an inbound course of 107 of the VOR with the all turns to the right, and the minimum hold altitude is 3800. That's all said. We expect if in case visibility is 4 kilometers, it should not be a worry, but we expect to see high intensity approach light system 2 with poppies on the left side. Landing. Landing onto runway 27 into Jaipur. 27. The length is 178 feet. It is equipped with high intensity runway lights, centerline lights, approach light system 2. Touchdown zone is of configuration unknown, and RVR is available of 3 degrees, so that is something interesting. That is good. Beyond the glide, we have a distance of 10207 or 3111 meters. We will cross check our distance once again, and landing on 27, we expect to vacate either Sierra. Usually we're pretty comfortable to vacate Sierra, even on auto brake low. If we keep it off with idle reverse, we can vacate Tango and then turn right onto Mike. It's usually instructions that we get. Same 2744 AIC once on Jaipur back in 2017. Yeah, but there used to be a pretty standard flight every day. Alright, so in case if you get in via Mike or via Sierra, it's usually it doesn't have too many aero bridges. It's 12 and 13 are the aero bridges. The rest are all remote stands. Let's see who gets in first and squeezes these in. That's about it on the briefing of the charts, so yeah. While that is done, we can also do a quick approach briefing. Alright, approach briefing from the PM side. The arrival is it's gonna be the DME arc approach, so there's not really an arrival, but more likely a transition via Bubnu. The Mura, as discussed, is going to be 3.5, and as we descend, it's going to take us into the MSA. The highest is also of about 3.8. There is no star. The runway is runway 27, and we are planning to carry out an ILS approach. And weather conditions are favorable. The approach minimums are about 1448, which have been set. The go-on trajectory is straight ahead and left turn to join the VOR holding. And an extra fuel and time, as discussed. I think I only forgot that. 34 minutes, 1.1 ton, so plenty of fuel. Plan from the pirate flying side, oh, that's me. Guidance for approach, as discussed, is already is going to be an analysis approach. It's going to be using the approach push button. It's going to be a fully hand flown approach, so it's going to be without the automation. The auto thrust is going to be on for this entire approach in speed mode. Landing flap setting is going to be config full stop margin. Let's quickly calculate our stop margins. Jaipur is dry. Apply METAR. Landing weight. We have a 3.7 and 59, 50, 61, 62.5. Auto brake is going to be low. Air reverse thrust is fine. It's going to be on landing flap. Full auto thrust is on. Jaipur runway is going to be 27, and there comes the numbers. So yeah, with the low, I mean, this is highly exaggerated. We are usually never this restricted, and we, as of now, Phoenix hasn't thrown us any failures at us. So yeah, landing distance is well within minimum. It's going to be auto brake low, which has been selected, and brake low. The new airplanes, you also get an FMA here, brake low. So that's really helpful. Hotspots in taxi, as discussed, there are no hotspots. If we vacate right, sorry, there is a hotspot. Hotspot 1 is at Tango Mike intersection, and hotspot 2 is at Sierra Mike intersection. So when we do vacate, we'll be cautious in case if there's any airplane that has mistakenly selected this as their holding point. So yeah, that is a good check. There are no special operations or standard operation threats. Jaipur threats, as such, it's a fairly standard approach. It is an arc. There are a couple of airplanes coming in, so traffic management is possibly an issue. What else? There is no ETC. Airplane does not have any MELs or CDLs. There are no ETs, as discussed. The runway condition is absolutely dry, so we do not suspect, and I mean, there was no unforeseen weather that was reported. Volante also shows fairly clear skies. No delays, no fatigue from the crew side. Distractions, yeah, there might be some distractions. This music is definitely going to be off for landing. Yeah, that's about it. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to post. And end of briefing. Sorry, that was my mistake. I mistakenly kicked the rudder.
Listen to all your favorite tracks without hearing audio ads when you make the move to Spotify Premium.
That was definitely Ritwik there, about 5,800 feet below us. Okay, guess that Ahmedabad to Jaipur is such a short flight. I mean, Bombay to Jaipur is such a short flight. I can only imagine Ahmedabad to Jaipur. There is no need to climb anything above the 30s. We have a status message. AP2. Alright. We finally have a failure from Phoenix. Autopilot 2 has failed. The inoperative systems indicates AP2 failure. So what are the repercussions with AP2 failure? Well, first things first, we are no longer able to do a Cat3 dual approach. So we are restricted to Cat3 single, which is Cat3 alpha minimums. Good thing Jaipur is good visibility today. The second thing is, in case autopilot 1 fails, we will be left without an autopilot. And remember, if we do not have an autopilot, we will have to immediately request the ATC that we are no longer RVSM compliant. We might have to leave the airspace, in fact, leave RVSM airspace, be possibly non-RVSM. So since we are already approaching our top of distance, that should not be a major concern. AP2, let's see what else happens with the autopilot going, one of the channels of the autopilot going off. There is nothing as such associated with AP2, so yeah, it's really not a major concern, but we will let our dispatch know that we will require maintenance. Nope. That's why is it in config? No. Config. Maintenance. Oh, that's the maintenance of the autopilot, so let it be up. Alright, we're about 8 miles. Let's commence our descent. Let's initially descend to about 150. We'll take it further as we mark descent all blue, flight level 150 blue. Let's review our status as we design. It is just AP2, so looks like I'll have to go for a hold. No, let me actually help you out there. Let me increase this to about 320. Something's happened. Oh, there it is. We're approaching a descent. Let's start killing in the music here and start concentrating on our approach. Right, green dot is nicely coming in. Oh, let's do the seagull time zone. The cabin crew that they can start preparing for arrival. Okay, that does not look alright. I'm gonna go open and I'm gonna go what was it, 3,800, right? The start of the arc. Crap, it kept me 6,000 feet up. Thank you, Phoenix, for totally screwing my descent. Decade out, 6,200, 6,400, 6,500, 6,700, and a 6,800. Can we touch 7,000 now? 6,900 I think was the highest. That was a pretty high rate of descent initially. I'm gonna get a call for that for sure. Well, that's okay. You can always justify by saying, yeah, you were left high, so. See that little lightning bolt? That was supposed to be our point where we would establish on the profile, but it looks like the lightning bolt has disappeared, so Jaipur traffic at India 615. We're joining the T12 TME arc for ILS 27. Call established on the localizer. Let's go, as promised. While it's going off, I have controls. Deactivate that. Alright, we're approaching our 10,000 feet checks. Lights are on. Seatbelt signs are recycled. LS buttons are on. LS buttons are on here.
Jaipur traffic, Air India 689 on DMAR runway 27.
Alright, Rizvik has joined the arc.
Vistara 812 on final 4 miles.
I can see air on finals there. Alright, 10,000 feet checks are complete. The checks are complete, and it's still a little high, but I think we should be able to manage it now. Otherwise, we're gonna have to extend the gear. Remember, the gear extension speed is 250 decimal 6064. Alright, coming up on the ILS, FDs are going off, bird is on, runway track is 270. We gotta figure out the speed at which it goes. Do the approach phase.
Vistara 812 vacated runway 27 at Jaipur.
Jaipur traffic, area 615, crossing the lead rail to establish on the localizer on 27, Jaipur. Coming in on the localizer, let's start turning in. We're putting the localizer just a tad bit. So let's start coming back in for the localizer. Oops. There is a screen reference, refresh issue, sorry. I'm gonna have to definitely set up this on the next chance I get. This up. Figure out the heading for the runway. Oops. 3. Come on up. Come on, refreshing time. Getting a lot of frames here. Alright, speed check, flaps 1. Speed check. Alright, status AP2 is an up. That is already cross checked. Oops. Sorry. That was there. overclick from my end. Alright, speed check, flaps 2, and let's start descending on the glide. At about 800 to 1,000 feet per minute is sufficient. Right, there's coming down to get in some drag for the flaps, and that is definitely not my reference heading. I think it's more like 260. 263 makes sense. Come on, start descending on the glide. Flaps 3, flaps 4, landing checklist, ECAM no blue, landing checklist is complete. Those need to be checked once again. Oh, was in the wrong view as well. Jaipur traffic at India 615, finals runway 27. Let's quickly switch on all our lights. Now we are established on the ILS and I see approach lights in sight. Fantastic.
1,000.
I'm having a tendency to flare a little late in this sim, so I'm gonna try and flare a little early. I hope I don't flare too early now because of this.
Above.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Oops, touch down there and spoilers, reverse rain decel. 80 knots. Auto brake is off. I have braking. So we can definitely vacate Sierra to help with takeout behind us. Jaipur traffic at India 615 vacating Sierra.
Jaipur traffic sector flight for final 27.
On, it's okay. Lovely, the stars really looking nice here. Brake times are coming on. Since Raceback has missed the slot, I'm gonna steal the Nectaro Bridge. Nice, 10-12 approaching on the right. We are turning right. They're going off. Lead is on. No one center line. Oh, there is a display.
Chhatrapati Ranger 689 for final runway 27.
How accurate is this dude? That bit more. Across. Park brake is set. Alright, lead is on. Engines are nice and cold. 2 minutes on up. Engine going off. Alright, probe the sound doors, cross check and report. Oh, start disarming. No, I don't have a call on that. Alright, beacons going off, seatbelt signs are off. We go, yes. Alright, let's call in the Phoenix ground services. Trucks are in place. Open all the doors, open all the cargo. And let's do the parking checklist. Since the chocks are in place, parking brake release, seatbelt signs are off. Fuel pumps can go off. And parking checklist, parking brake and chocks, chock set, engines off, wing lights off, and fuel pumps off. Parking checklist is complete. Let's check our ADR's performance. So they are 0.7, 0.7, 0.7, so not bad. And we will call maintenance and let them know that we have an issue with the AP2, so they will get that fixed. Not bad. Well, the marshaller helped me park, so I'm exactly not on the center line. But Ritwik should be on finals, or yeah, there he is, shop finals. If anybody is interested, I had a landing G-force of 1.1 G. That is a fantastic rate of descent to touchdown at, but we'll have to see where exactly I touched down on the spot or not. Attention. Well, you're left with no choice but either 13 or, sorry, 11 or 14. Check out this Vistara livery. This is so amazing. PTN. A beautiful job done by Vistara people. Aubergine Queen. We can't wait to get our hands on the IAs. Oh, he's coming a Neo, so he's CIA. Those engines are huge. All right. I mean, look at the clear difference on how old and young that airplane is. My airplane is yellow, uh, when it's supposed to be white, and as those are the new Neos, so they're like nice and bright white. Well, these have aged in quite a bit. Anyways, that was a really fun flight. Phoenix did not really throw us off too much. It didn't have anything that really smoked us. We could have seen something worse, but it was interesting. Until next time, so long and see ya.